Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Coffee with Carlson. Today is March 15th. I can't believe the time just changed. Hope everybody's awake. Since we would normally, this would be 7 a.m. instead of 8 a.m., so probably everybody's still a little bit tired. I hope you had a beautiful weekend. I think the weather was gorgeous outside all weekend. I know we could probably use a little bit of rain to wash away some of the pollen and leaves that have accumulated. I appreciate you all joining me today. My name is Jeff Carlson, thus the name of the show. I'm gonna jump right in. Gonna have a quick short shows probably for the next few weeks as we get closer and closer to tax deadline. Maybe next week I'll give you a little summary on the stimulus bill that was passed last week, and I'll do some more research on that. I normally don't read those until it's signed off on the president's desk because that particular one had been going back and forth for months. So it's good that it happened. Thank you everyone for joining me. So today I want to give a shout out to a customer, Eagle Pest Control of Highlands County. Christy Jacobs has been a dear friend and customer of this company for probably almost since we opened, but certainly since she opened. And we really appreciate all the great work that she does. Lawns, houses, offices, whatever you need, give Eagle Pest Control a shout out. They will do you right. All right. Thank you very much. Let's get right started. So today, I'm going to answer a question, kind of not really answer it, but a question that we received by a viewer back on March the 1st. What would I invest $1,000 in if I had an extra $1,000? So let me throw a couple questions back at you. First, hopefully that $1,000 isn't your baby step number one of putting aside $1,000. And if you don't know what baby steps are, we've talked about that in a previous show. You can go check it out. But the question would be, how's your debt situation? Have you paid that down? How is your cash reserves for emergencies? You want to have an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months. If you can set that aside to try and cover incidentals, if you lose your job, if you get injured, if you get in an accident, all kinds of things that could cause you COVID shutdowns. It's all kinds of emergencies. And I think a lot of people realized that last year that having that extra cash set aside is a good idea. And are you already maxing out your matching 401k at work or putting money into a Roth or traditional IRA to try and save some money? If you're doing all those things, then I think we can move forward with what would you do with some play money? My first recommendation would be to make sure that you have an investment strategy and that you're working with an investment advisor to help you and help guide you. Personally, all my money, for the most part, my retirement plans and everything are managed by someone else. He calls me every now and then and says, "Hey, we're going to do this." Okay, good. Have fun. I don't really pay attention to it because I don't want to look at it, stress out about it. I want to make sure that there's someone who really knows what's going on working on it, like getting an electrician to come to your house. You want to make sure that someone who knows what they're doing is playing around with it, or a plumber or anyone else. Make sure they know what they're doing. Hope you're enjoying your nice warm cup of strangely warmed coffee this morning, or hot coffee. Good morning, Jessica Rogers, not Jessica Carlson. Hopefully Jessica Carlson was watching too. So when you get down to investing and what would you do if you had $1,000, and we've already set aside that you're taking care of your retirement, your emergency funds, and putting that money away, really try to look at this money is something that you don't need. That $1,000 is a lot, so make sure it's money that you're not part of any of those other funds, not money that you need to survive or pay your bills, pay the electricity, whatever it is. Make sure that that money is set aside and you don't need it for that. Then start looking at companies that you really have an interest in. So when you go to the grocery store, or this is by the way, this is mine. I'm not an investment advisor, not giving you investment advice, not trying to tell you what to buy or sell, just giving you some ideas on things that I think about when I go to buy in the little play. I do have a little play account that I play around with stocks. Not active, but I set, we'll get into that in a minute. So when you go to the grocery store, when you go to the hardware store, when you go to the car dealership, when you're looking around on Amazon or other places that you buy, what are some of the products that you use on a regular basis that you're always going to buy? Whether it's toothpaste or hammers or fuel, the oil that you put in your car, the light bulbs that you buy for your house, the cleaning supplies that you buy for your house, the food that you buy for your house. Do you buy dry cereal, and what type of dry cereal that is? Start looking at companies like that you really have supported by buying their products, and then start doing some research on them and find out what are their philosophies in growth and how do they handle their day-to-day operations. What is their policy with their employees? How do they treat their employees? Start trying to get to some of the fundamentals of what that company is and what the company means to the people that own it. There's millions of owners, but the people that run it, their mission and values, very important things, I think, to find out. And then as you start to do that, you will see that a lot of the products you buy probably roll up into just a few companies. And those companies, some have been bought by other large companies. You might find that you really like a product like Ben & Jerry's ice cream, and I don't, but you might like their political philosophy or their environmental philosophy or anything like that. But then you say, I want to buy shares in Ben & Jerry's. Well, you can't. Ben & Jerry's is owned by Unilever. So big conglomerate worldwide, but maybe they own a lot of the other products that are in your refrigerator or in your cabinet. So something to think about there. I've always looked at, I like to use a particular brand of motor oil because of how they supported our local economy through the 12 Hours of Sebring, which is next weekend, by the way. If you don't have your tickets, go ahead and grab those. We'll be out there for a few days off and on. So looking forward to that. So the investment philosophy should be to look at those companies, do some research on their fundamentals, and then once you start getting into the technical aspect of corporate stock and how it's, one other thing under those is to look at who the largest shareholders are in their list of their filings that show who their shareholders are. So you might find that they're large institutional investors like Teachers Union pension plans or Pipefitters pension plan or something like that. So start looking at that and who else believes in them and thinks that they're going to go. Then start looking at the technical side. And the technical side will look at items like, are they profitable? Are they capitalized? Are they carrying a lot of debt? You're getting into some pretty complex stuff now. This is why you need the help of an investment advisor. But you don't really want to, if you have a decent amount of money with an investment advisor, they're probably going to help you ask some questions about stocks. And there's probably lots of YouTube videos on it as well. But start looking at those technical aspects of it. A couple of the things that I like to do when I'm looking at these smaller stocks or whatever the size of the stock is. So first look at products that you like or services that you really like. To invest in those. Then I start looking at the price history. Where is this stock sat for the last year, 5, 10 years? Now you look at something like GameStop, the phenomenon that happened a few weeks ago or a month ago now, I'm not really sure. And you'll see that there's a wide variation from $30 to $500 and back down again. So you have to kind of carve those things out, but I think it's still hovering around a good spot. So look at those targets and then set your sights on, you might see some of them are very cyclical, so they go up and down all the time when you look at the chart. What I like to do is set my purchasing targets at a particular level. So I'm willing to buy into this stock at $8 a share or $100 a share, whatever it is. So I set the computer to automatically buy it when it hits that low price. That way, I'm not sitting there thinking about it and worrying about it, looking at it all the time. Not that I don't look at it, but you can set this automatic to just handle it for you and it will be done. And then when you want to sell it at a particular target, as stocks are going up right now, you might want to sell something at a target price. You can do the same thing on that end. Set the high end of where you'd like to sell, program that in so you're not sitting around worrying about it. And honestly, so you don't miss an opportunity. It might intraday, especially some of these little, if you like to play with penny stocks or stocks that are less than $1, intraday, that stock could change from 13 cents to 20 cents. That's a pretty big spread. Even though the number's small, the spread is pretty big on that. So you might miss it, might go from 13 to 20 and then close at 16. So if you missed the point in time where it hit 20 cents, you won't get that sell. So if you set the program in, it'll automatically do it for you. So that's just a few of the little things that I use to look at stocks that I like. Not giving you any specific examples of stocks, but some of the ways that you can look at products and items that you really enjoy, that you believe in, do some research on them. Then once you decide that you like the company and the products, then you can move into the technical aspects and try and learn a little bit about earnings per share and capitalization rates and things like this. And I give you a quick segue. I was in a debate in a government meeting probably 15 years ago now, I can't even remember. And they were trying to approve whether or not we should let vendors operate within the county. And one of the criteria was that they had to be adequately capitalized in order to be able to provide the services that they were trying to get licensed for. So sitting around the room, I asked everyone, okay, well, who decides this criteria? I looked at the person across the room. They raised their hand. I said, okay, great. How do you calculate that? And had no idea. So the rule there is to study, read some things, read some books, learn a little bit. You're not going to be able to learn it all, but you won't get a finance degree out of it. But if you want to get one, get one. It's fun. I had fun getting my finance degree. All right. So that's a little bit about my investment strategies. Have fun with it. Talk to your investment advisor. See what they have for you. Maybe they have some great tips and tricks for you as well. And have a fantastic week. The orange blossoms are in full bloom. It smells fantastic. Ride around with your windows down and have a good time and enjoy your week. Thank you very much. If you need to talk to us, tax season is almost over. April the 15th, the IRS has given us no indication that they're going to extend that. So try and get in here quick. If you're one of our customers, get in by March 31st. We will get you done by April the 15th. It's going to be a crunch because I'm a little bit behind right now, but we'll get you in and get you done. And if you get it out, get in after March 31st, we'll still try and rush through and see if we can get it done. But chances are we won't. You can give us a call anytime, 863-382-4141, or check us out on the web at www.carlsonaccounting.com. Thank you very much and have a fantastic week.